All right, one big beautiful bill is rolling. That's what I'm told. Joining us now, Texas Senator John Cornyn, who is a member of the Senate Finance Committee. High Finance, Mr. Cornyn. Everybody tells me you all are going to sign this bill this weekend. Tell me it's true, please, sir.
It's true, Larry. I wouldn't lie to you. You know,
Yes.
there's a lot of moving parts, as you know. We got to continue the current tax provisions so we don't see a multi-trillion-dollar tax increase. President Trump has made some promises to the American people, like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, middle-class tax cuts. And then we need to do what we can to do something I know that's near and dear to your heart, is begin to chip away at some of our national debt. And the only way we do that is to look at some of the mandatory spending programs that are out of control.
Yeah, well, it's a good start. You can come back and do more later in the year on the spending side. Permanent cost expensing, Senator Cornyn. I was bragging about you at a luncheon today where I spoke, and I said it's going to be in the bill, and including factories. So please tell me that I wasn't lying to this group.
You weren't lying, Larry. I've never known you to do that.
Yes, sir.
No, I think, President Trump understands that the real key here is getting our economy growing again. And his deregulatory agenda, his focus on American energy production, and lowering taxes and expensing equipment and things like that is going to see this economy boom, just like it did after the 2017 tax bill up until the time the pandemic hit. It was the best economy I've seen in my lifetime, and I think this promises to be even better.
And for some of my friends who are more root canal than supply side, are you going to reduce the federal budget deficit, the yearly deficit? Is that going to come down?
We're going to get started, and it's something that I'm focused on. Typically we only look at about 28% of what the federal government spends as so-called discretionary spending. But for the first time in memory, we're going to actually begin to reduce some of the spending and cut some of that deficit, because it's unsustainable. As you know, we're now spending more money on interest on the national debt than we are on defense in a very dangerous world. So I think it's a great start, and I'm proud to be part of it.
So the point is, you have friendlies like Senator Ron Johnson, who's very worried about deficits. Will the deficit, at the end of this thing, will the deficit have come down? I know you inherited $2 trillion a year as far as the eye can see from Biden. I get that. Will this bill reduce that deficit?
I believe it will, and you have to look at it this way. If you don't vote for the bill, you're going to see a multi-trillion-dollar tax increase.
Yeah.
That does nothing for the deficit and debt. So we're making a good incremental change, a good first start. And I know President Trump, I heard him say it myself, he plans to do more after this bill's done, but we need to get this bill done so people don't experience a huge tax increase, and he can keep his promises to voters he made during the last campaign.
Yes, sir. Blue collar boom is what I call it. Senator Cornyn, let me switch gears. You got election coming up in Texas. There's a big story in the Wall Street Journal today. I guess you'll be running in a primary against Ken Paxton, who is the Attorney General of Texas. You're very harsh on him. You say, I refuse to let someone of his character or lack of character represent Texas in the Senate, in an interview with the Journal. I consider this to be drawing a line in the sand. Senator Cornyn, I have known you many years, and you are a man of great integrity. What's the issue in this race, sir?
Well, the issue is one of character, and all your listeners need to do is look at a website, crookedken.com, to get a taste of the problems that the Attorney General has. But the biggest problem he has is he's going to lose the Texas Senate seat. That's not good for President Trump and his agenda. So I'm the only one who can beat him, and I intend to do so come March.
Have you talked to President Trump about the race?
Many times. And he asks me about it every time I talk to him. He's very interested. I know his team is talking to him about it. He's not ready to make a decision yet in terms of an endorsement. In the meantime, we're not wasting any time on our part. We're getting ready. We're gearing up for a March 3rd primary. So hopefully the president decides to make an endorsement that would just guarantee the outcome. But if he doesn't, that's up to him, but we can't wait around.
Well, Senator Cornyn, as I said, I've known you for a long time, and I appreciate your service as a great Texas senator. Thanks for coming back on the show, sir. Appreciate it very much.
Absolutely, Larry. Thank you.
All right, take care.